Are you ready?
A Shot of Wrestling, episode 260. And wait, go.
Wait till get a shot, boy. Is that the best that you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot. Oh, so take a shot. Oh, yeah. I'm a street breaker. I'm a heartbreaker. This is my dawn. I'm Ramon Razor. Strict land ain't your boy. About to seek and destroy. It's an SOW. Let me hear you make noise. Take a shot, boy. Is that the best that you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to A Shot of Wrestling. I'm your host at Michael J. Putty, joined, as always, Mr. Marcus Schwann. Marcus, how you doing today, buddy?
So we're not talking about, your favorite actor, the Hollywood assassin, Mark Schwann, anymore. You just demoting me to Marcus Schwann? Is that it? Is that how we're introducing me now, from now on?
Well, I've been for the last couple of months. I told you, only special guests get intros.
This bothers me.
What doesn't bother you?
No, this bothers me. I feel
bother
like you're belittling me, if anything.
Oh, okay, Marcus.
That's not my name.
Okay.
It's not my proper name.
Okay, what's your proper name, Marcus?
It's Mark Schwann.
Okay. Mark with a C.
With a C.
Yeah, it's short for Marcus.
Not.
How you doing? How's your week?
Okay.
Isn't it crazy how, last weekend I was in the 90s, and this being this week in the 90s, and now it's, in the 60s?
Which is great. I'm
going on
completely fine with this temperature.
Me too. The 90s was way too much.
Way too much.
But now it's all of a sudden 60 something. Can you make up your mind? What season is this?
Well, it's called climate change.
What?
Not a myth.
What? Man, did you see that thing about the polar bear in the zoo, and it's surrounded by dirt, and he's just holding on to the one patch of snow left?
No, I didn't see that. That sounds sad.
It's very sad, and I love polar bears. Well, the show started off on a great note. How you been, Mark? Any fun, anything good happened to you this week?
I am getting closer and closer to the website for local media to be launched. I've been doing the work myself for this, so I've never really developed a website myself, man, but I have to say, I'm self-taught, and I'm really happy with how it's coming out. This weekend, my business partner and I were going to do a video for it, and that should be it. Should be ready to go. I'm excited already. We haven't done real marketing for it, and already getting some more clients for local media. So I'm ecstatic for this, man. I'm glad to see this business is doing well, and I'm excited to see where it goes next when we actually put in some real marketing in here.
Awesome. When's the website launching?
I'm not going to put a date on it because I have to see how this video turns out. So I am hoping within the next week or two that it launches.
Now, is it going to be a real website,
Yes.
or do we go to yourfavoritewebsite.com?
Yourfavoriteactor.com is a real website. You've seen my website.
Yeah, but it takes you to markschwann.com.
Yes.
So it's just a gateway.
Yes. Well, localmediaco.com will be the actual website.
So your favorite website is still available? Okay.
Your favorite website might be available. I'm not too sure, Putty. You'd have to check out the domain names for that.
I will, but I'm in the middle of a show.
Okay. Be professional. How's your week?
Long week. I'm happy it's over. And I'm happy to be here with you, Marcus. I'm happy it's
wow.
Friday. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I got a baptism tomorrow, Saturday. So it should be fun. Being first time gathering around people for a positive occasion.
Yeah.
In quite a while. So it should be fun. Looking forward to it. You know what's kind of annoying, though?
What?
People I work with.
Oh, boy.
It's been bothering me for quite a while, Marcus. For some reason, today, it just grinded my gears. Can I stand on my soapbox for a second?
Sure. Do it up.
A couple months ago, I got the COVID vaccine. You know, there's a little thing called a pandemic going around.
Yeah, there's some rumors that might not be a thing, but go on.
And there are people who don't want to get the vaccine.
Lots of people.
For whatever reason. Fine. That's your business.
Are we at 70% yet here in New York? I don't think so.
No, not yet.
Right?
Almost. A couple of coworkers of mine, a couple people here on TV, and they're just walking around. They're saying the same bullshit. Like, I don't trust this vaccine because it was put together too quick. I don't trust it.
They're turning into magnets too.
But this vaccine didn't just show up out of nowhere.
No.
There are companies, large companies, who have departments whose sole responsibility it is to create vaccines for COVID diseases. So once this one hit, they took a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, splash of column C until they got the right formula, and this one worked.
And plus, this was so focused. Like, Donald Trump, love him or hate him, what he did was Operation Warp Speed. All systems go to get this vaccine going. They put all the resources behind it, all the funding, everything possible to get this, to get this vaccine.
Yeah, but Pfizer wasn't even a part of Operation Warp Speed.
No, they weren't. But so these corporations were doing what they can to just get the world going again.
There are God knows how much vaccines for COVID diseases out there from these genius scientists. And then when something like this happens, their job is to find the right formula and get a vaccine out as quickly as possible. Right. So this is not something that just came out of thin air.
No.
I just don't think people can't understand that. Because I said that to somebody, and they're like, what are you talking about? I just really, for some reason, I'm going on no sleep, Marcus. I'm going on fumes right now and Monster energy drinks. So maybe it just bothered me today. It just grinded my gears.
So if we're going to go into this, what baffles me is that I feel like most people that say this, they are Trump supporters. But yet, at the same time, Donald Trump loves to brag about how he's the reason why we have vaccines today. It makes no sense to me.
Makes no sense. And he took it.
And he took it as well. I don't get it. Make it make sense.
Anyway, way off topic.
Yeah.
I could talk about this for the next 2 hours. But again, I'm running on fumes. So let's get right into the news, Marcus.
Sure.
Before Britt Baker comes out, we have to stop the news again.
It's time for In the News with Michael J. Putty and Mark Schwab.
All right, Mark Schwann, before we get into the news, I just want to make sure to confirm everybody listening, we are doing the show Friday night. We are currently watching AEW for the third week in a row. So you are officially on Britt Baker watch.
Yes,
When she comes out, you let us know, because my back is to the TV.
Oh, totally.
Although I see in my corner of my eye, the Good Brothers.
The Good Brothers are in town.
And you notice, but I'm not kind of happy for this, but Good Brothers are in AEW all the time, right?
Yeah.
But you don't see the Young Bucks in Impact.
I'm waiting for it.
And I'm fine by that. I'm fine with that. I'm just saying, just don't make it happen. Keep things as they are.
Listen, I'm not a Young Bucks fan either, but I want to see this group, whatever you want to call it. What are they called? The Elite or the New Bullet Club or whatever the fuck they are. I know. I want to see them more as a team, not just in AEW, but I want to see them on Impact.
Anyway, move on before Britt Baker comes out. In the news, during a conference call to promote NXT TakeOver in your house, Triple H was asked about comments Mickie James made about wanting the best women wrestlers in the world to appear for the upcoming all-women NWA pay-per-view, regardless of their contract status for any promotion. Let's hear what Triple H had to say about that.
It's a funny thing to me. I just don't. So equality is equality. Equality is not, I want my own show. Equality is not, we have to have our own program. If I told you that I was making an all-men's program and I didn't want women on it, it would be criticized. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I do think it's funny when people go, I want the best in the world regardless of contractual status. Well, I'm sorry, but from a business person standpoint, then why do we have contractual status, right? It doesn't make any sense to me. If you want to wrestle the best women in the world, come to the WWE. That's where they are. If you want to go elsewhere and say that they are, that's an opinion, and you can. But it is what it is. And I, while I'm all for it, I was one of the biggest drivers of it. And will we do another all women's event down the line? But possibly. But it's not the must-have in the moment. I think we do an amazing job of displaying our female athletes. And is it perfect? No. Will it always be in flux? Yes. But I think we do a pretty good job. And my opinion, and again, my opinion, the best female performers in the world are in WWE, and then if they're not, they want to be.
Now, before I get your comments, Marcus, Thunder Rosa chimed in. She didn't take too kindly what Triple H had to say, saying, and I quote, "The best female wrestlers are not located in one company, not even in one country. They are spread over many companies and many countries, talented women across the globe." Now, what's your take on what Triple H had to say, and do you agree with Thunder Rosa?
They both have their own claim here. Thunder Rosa, 1,000% right. You know, we've talked about different promotions that may or may not have the best women's division. It's always like a fleeting thing. You know, at one point we could have said the Impact, the Knockouts division. We've always talked very highly about them.
Always, yeah.
NXT, the women's roster is sick. But then at the same time, like, you know, we don't really talk about, you know, Raw, SmackDown having the best women's roster, but they have some of the top talent in there for sure. But, you know, we talk about Thunder Rosa. We talk about Britt Baker. There's plenty of women in the indies. You know, Thunder Rosa is 1,010% right. You know, it doesn't matter promotion, doesn't matter where you are in the world. Like, there's a shitload of women talent out there. It is probably the best time for women wrestling, period. And, you know, kudos to Mickie James. You know, being an EP for this show, for this all-women show for NWA, I think this is a tremendous opportunity. I think it's going to be a tremendous show. You know, obviously, based on what Triple H is saying, you are not going to see any WWE talent in there.
Surprise. Shocker.
Surprise, surprise, right? But, you know, I think it's still going to be a slam dunk show. And I think it's going to get many eyes on it. Great for NWA because they definitely need eyes on their product right now more than ever, considering, like, you know, they were shut down for most of the pandemic.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm stoked for that. Triple H, you know, I've been seeing on Twitter, you know, some people are supporting him. He's been also getting probably more hate for the shit that he's been saying pretty much, hey, we did this already. You know, and of course, you know, talking about how he believes that, you know, WWE has the best women on there. He may not be wrong. I mean, you look, Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks. I mean, just the 4 horsewomen in general. Alexa Bliss. It goes on. You know, and I haven't even touched NXT yet, which, honestly, I think right now may have the best women's roster on there.
Absolutely, hands down.
But, you know, Triple H he stated, 2-3 times, in my opinion. Of course he's going to say that.
Do you think that's his opinion or his opinion as an EVP?
Ooh, wow.
Thank you.
That's a very good question.
Thank you, sir.
I think he does believe it. I think Triple H is one of those guys that he kind of doesn't give a shit. Like, he plays the game very well, but I also...
So you did there.
What?
He plays the game
He
very
plays
well.
the game very... He does. He plays the game very well, but at the same time, I feel like he does keep it real.
What do you think about his stance on equality is equality and making a women all show is not equality?
And that's where he kept it real. Obviously, I mean, that was his opinion about that. I think that one comment, I
feel like that people are kind of it's a lightning rod on. People are thinking he makes a lot of sense and keeping it real, but other people are thinking that's fucked up.
Right. I understand where he's saying. I understand where he's coming from with that. Kind of makes sense, but at the same time, I do disagree with him. You know, I think, honestly, I don't think WWE is doing right with the women right now. I think they have tremendous talent on there, and I feel like, you know, you're only showcasing a few.
Yeah. The same few every week.
The same few every week. You know, we were watching SmackDown. You know, I feel like Carmella doesn't get enough love. She's got her character. She's gotten so much better in the ring.
She got a new shtick now, the most beautiful woman in WWE.
Right. Whatever she's doing, she always knocks it out of the park. Liv Morgan doesn't get enough credit. You know, I feel like Natalya can do so much more.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't even touched on some of the others. Sonya Deville, I don't know what the fuck they're doing with her. I mean, she was crushing it in the ring before what happened with her stalker, unfortunately. So, you know, WWE they have the women. Again, I'm just touching the main roster because I think we all know what the NXT Women's Division can do with Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell. The list goes on.
Frankie Monet,
thank you.
Io Shirai returned.
Io Shirai, thank you. Like, you know, there's just so much talent there. It's just like, you know, what are they doing with it? It's a clusterfuck. You know, they're not giving the women enough time, I feel like. You know, they're wasting talent on this BS tag division that they don't necessarily give enough love to, enough time to give something creative. You know, you're not giving them real storylines, if you will.
My OCD is kicking in, Marcus. We're watching The Pinnacle on AEW TV right now.
Yes.
Why isn't Wardlow wearing a jacket? He's the only one. He stands like a Thor thumb. Put a jacket on, buddy. Come on. Did you get the memo?
Clearly not.
It's like when Evolution came out and Randy Orton was the only one not wearing a tie. Put a fucking tie on. Oh, no, this bothers me. I'm going to turn around again, Marcus. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I don't know. This are my thoughts on it. Like, you know, I understand where he's coming from, but I highly disagree with him. I feel like WWE is not doing it right. They could be doing a better job with the women talent that they have.
Well said. In other news. Well, Marcus, let's talk about your boy Braun Strowman.
Boy.
A story came out this week about Braun Strowman. It is reported that he is charging a lot of money for independent circuit bookings.
5 figures.
Strowman is said to be asking about 5 figures. Thanks for cutting me off.
You're welcome.
But that's a lot of money. Strowman fired back recently saying these reports are fabricated. PW Insider reported that they had been told by indie promoters wanting to book Strowman that he does want, in fact, 5 figures. According to him, the figure is way off. In fact, he hasn't even spoken to anyone about doing an appearance. But if they are interested, call his representation. Now, Strowman was making, what, $1 million? Over $1 million now?
Mm-hmm.
Now he's charging 5 figures for an appearance? Do you think he's charging 5 figures, got called out on it, and is bringing back the story?
Yes.
Or is this a fabricated story?
No, I think...
And do you think anybody out there is willing to pay that money?
Okay, so, great questions here.
Thank you.
I
compliments tonight. Thank you so much.
Get my name right. So, I think behind every rumor there's some truth to it. You know, and I think with this, I think he's backtracking. Again, just like how he's backtracking when he had those comments that he put on Twitter.
Can you remind us of these comments again? I love this story.
Because of the fact that, again, paraphrasing, you have to pull the exact tweet up. But, you know, he was basically calling out the indies, the indie workers that just lost their bookings for the biggest week in wrestling, WrestleMania week, when the pandemic just hit. Mm-hmm. And people talking about, I don't necessarily know if I can pay my bills. I don't necessarily know what's going to happen next. You know, a lot of entertainers were wondering what the fuck is happening because the pandemic shut the world down. No one knew what was happening here. A lot of people lost their jobs, not even just entertainment or wrestling. Lots of confusion. Lots of people afraid, depressed, going through all this whirlwind of emotions. And Braun Strowman comes out on Twitter saying, well, you know, you just got to do a better job saving, blah, blah, blah. You know, as if nothing. Hey, listen, numbnuts. You never worked the indies. You know, you yourself, you said you never had to struggle. Because you're a big fucking boy. You're a power lifter or whatever the fuck you were. And you just got into the WWE power plant because they loved your look. They loved your size. You had the right people working for you. And then, boom, you got yourself $1 million contract. Good for fucking you. But guess what? Not everyone else is a dumb fuck that's fucking 6'7", whatever the fuck you are. And is lucky like you. Modern day Bill Goldberg.
Man, 2 weeks in a row. I am loving this Marcus Schwab.
And, yes,
he
backtracked his statements because he got called out for sure because lots of people that are in WWE came from the indies. And then, yes, I am positive he had no fucking idea because, again, never worked the indies. 5 figures sounds about right. Who the fuck is going to pay that? You would have to be a dumb motherfucking promoter, no sense of business to fucking pay that.
But you don't think he's a draw and people will come in, Braun Strowman's going to be there.
Think about how, okay, Putty, we've worked indies before, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've heard the backstage stuff and what they have to pay for. And already in New York, it was increasing right before the pandemic because some dumb fucking carny decided to fucking blow up someone's spot, and then New York was deciding to charge more for a certain type of insurance.
Yeah, that did suck. I remember talking about that. It's so stupid.
Right. So
everyone's fleeing to fucking New Jersey. I fucking hate New Jersey.
Think about how much promoters had to pay for, out of pocket, for talent, for the ring, for the insurance, for the venue, for marketing, for EMTs, for it all. And you're going to charge 5 figures for a wrestler that's not going to play well with others? That's already going to come in with a lot of heat because of the comments they made that the wrestlers have not forgotten and loyal indie fans have not forgotten, that most indie fans we're not even going to connect with. You're not going to make your money back with that. You're not. Even say if you do fill out the crowd, how much are you going to charge the fans right now for that to get your money back? Because most tickets are around $20, $25 a pop.
That's what I was thinking about. We went to Boardwalk Beatdown a couple years ago, wrestling convention, where wrestlers are on the floor. You go to bounce from table to table, take pictures or autographs and stuff. There's always marquee names, and when we were there, it was Goldberg and Sting, and I think the price to see them were pretty high. I just don't see getting a line wrapped around the block, paying maybe high doubles, triple figures to see Braun Strowman.
No. He's charging like Undertaker money.
Yeah. And it's Braun Strowman. I'm sure he'd get a reality check pretty soon.
You know what? Listen, the way I talk about him, you would swear to God that I fucking personally hate his fucking guts.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
You know, I don't want people to think like, you know, I don't hate him. I hate how he's acting. I don't like the attitude. I don't like where he's coming from. Can he be humbled? I'm sure he will be. And I think he would. He needs it. I think he needs a reality check. It's just it baffles. It completely baffles me where he's coming from with this. I don't hate you, Braun Strowman, or Adam. Like Adam is his name, right?
Adam, sure. Yeah.
Don't hate you. Just hate where you're coming from. Hate the attitude.
Well, he is available, right? So maybe get him on Hollywood's Corner.
Oh, that'll be fun.
1-on-1.
He's going to charge me too, right?
Probably. Over Zoom at his house, I'm sure it's going to be maybe 4 figures. A discount.
Oh, man.
Watching the Inner Circle destroy the Pinnacle's limo here on AEW. From today, I saw online that I think it was 14 years ago, Vince McMahon, quote-unquote, died in that limo explosion.
Oh, God. Remember that? Yeah, I have a friend that thought it was real.
That's sad.
It was great.
I'm very proud of myself. Maybe because I was watching wrestling so long, I knew it was going to happen. Clearly, he's faking people, and people are calling 911 after it happened. Like, he's faking. He's going to come back next week. Stupid fucking Benoit ruined the whole storyline. Dick. Oh, I said his name for the first time in the show. Oh, well.
Oh, wow. Look at that. How does it feel?
I'm waiting for him to pop out. If I say 2 more times, maybe he'll pop out in the mirror. Don't keep all the lights on tonight.
They go put me in a cross-face crippler?
Yeah. Put a pillow over my face. Wow, the show's getting dark. In other news, after her surprise debut at Double or Nothing, Lio Rush shocked fans when he announced he's retiring. He cited an undisclosed injury that he suffered at Double or Nothing, which caused this decision. There have been other moments where Lio Rush has announced his retirement from pro wrestling,
right,
when he was released by the WWE, but this kind had a more serious tone to it, a lengthy statement on Instagram and Facebook. Rush posted another note on his fans that he's content and with everything he's achieved in his wrestling career. That he's still young enough. I know he wants to pursue music. He's still young, a little too young to think about retiring from pro wrestling. Now, were you shocked about his announcement, and do you think we have seen the last of Lio Rush?
Not shocked by his announcement at all.
Really?
Honestly, all right, I'm keeping it real, right?
Oh, no, another rant coming?
It's not a rant.
Damn.
I feel like it's not real. I feel like it's coming from frustration. You come back, you get injured, get it. It sucks.
We couldn't pick his kid up. He wants to be home. I feel like there's another chance to be a dad.
Good, but it makes me question, how much do you love this? How much do you love wrestling? Because at one point, very early in my acting career, I produced a film, did not do well, right, in the film festival circuit, got bad reviews, and I was crushed.
Really?
I was crushed. I was devastated. I actually I didn't say it out loud, but mentally I was like, I'm done with acting. I'm done with this. It's over. Loved it too much, man. I loved it way too much. I took a break for, I don't even think it was a full year, until I rediscovered my passion for it. The fire was in me. I did everything I could to get back into it, and I did. And I did so full time actually. And got into some prestigious schools. I think this is the case with Lio Rush. Maybe, he could be frustrated,
dejected, depressed, sad.
Yeah, just life kicked him in the ass. Maybe he does need a break, and then he is young enough, like you said. Maybe he'll rediscover his passion for it and come back to it. I don't know. I'm not Lio Rush, but I think maybe that's where he's coming from. And I honestly, I'll say this. I kind of thought the same about Faye Jackson when she announced her retirement.
Really? Okay.
I hope
same thing, injury, same arm injury, yeah.
Right. I hope I'm right, actually, because
I'll be right too.
I would love to see Faye Jackson come back. I'd love to see Lio Rush come back. But, hey, if it is what it is, if they lost their passion for it, or, if they want to do something else with their lives, then so be it. I wish them the best of luck, both of them. In their future endeavors, I guess as WWE would say. But no, seriously, I wish them the best of luck, whatever they want to do next with their lives. But I don't know. I don't take it seriously.
I wonder if his music career fails or his rap career, whatever he's getting into, fails. He'll come back like as a Let me go back to wrestling.
Yeah, but we kind of said the same about CM Punk. Like, oh, watch, he's going to lose UFC and he's going to come back to wrestling.
I didn't say he will. I'm saying I wonder if he will. Yeah, you mentioned CM Punk, didn't you?
Okay, I get why you don't mention Chris Benoit, but why are you hating CM Punk? Do you really hate him that much?
You said it took you a year to find your passion about acting again?
Not a whole year, I don't think.
Almost.
It
took you 1 week to find your passion about doing this podcast. Props, brother. Props. I'm just smiling. 1 week when it came to the show. It took you a year for acting. Says a lot.
Dude, you don't understand. I was also in my young 20s, and it just that really hurt. Not gonna lie, I learned to have a thicker skin about things. Acting is an art. You're gonna do projects that are gonna suck. You're gonna do projects that people are gonna love. Hey, listen, man. There are people actually that do not like Tom Hanks at all.
What?
So I know. And I think he's one of the best actors. So
he's America's father.
Exactly.
Anyway, Marcus, Sting is on my TV, which means it's time for go to the bathroom. So let's take a little break. We'll come back with some TV Takedown.
It's time for this week's TV Takedown.
All right, Marcus, you're getting some TV this week. What do you got for me?
Dude, I have to say, a SmackDown. Roman Reigns, man. Woof. That promo backstage they did with Jimmy Uso. Mm-hmm. It looked like, especially when Jimmy got all heated. And I love the Usos when they get fired up, man.
Yeah, of course.
It sounds like some real shit that they're talking. When Jay walked off, when he said, I can't take this, I can't take you, I'm out. The look in Roman Reigns' face, right? Especially when Jimmy pretty much challenged him.
Mm-hmm.
Looked like Roman was going to beat the shit out of him. I was waiting for him. I was like, oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Jimmy, you're about to get your ass whooped. But Roman just goes to this passionate promo. Talking about family. Talking about, definitely manipulation going on here by Roman Reigns. You brought it up. We were watching together. It sounded like, how do you root against this guy?
It wasn't a heel promo.
It wasn't a heel promo, but yeah, it was.
If John Cena gave this promo, people would be cheering their ass off. Maybe the wrong example.
Definitely wrong example.
But this is an passion about family, putting family first, and then realize this is everything Roman's been saying week in and week out. Why is he a bad guy? He's saying everything that I agree with everything he's saying.
Oh, what he's saying is right, but you look at the eyes, you listen to the intent. It's pure manipulation. This is great. Awesome stuff. They didn't go. They didn't go the way you would think they would go, and they took that little curveball there, which I really loved and I appreciate it. It brings you in as an audience even more. I am invested. This is probably one of the very few storylines in WWE right now that I am fully invested in because I really want to see what's going to happen next with the Usos. The whole Rey Mysterio thing, I feel like that's just so thrown in there. But at the same time, I was thinking more about it. I feel like this is just the next stepping stone for Roman and possibly Jimmy Uso for a fight there.
If that was the rumor, the next one's going to be Jimmy and Jimmy and Roman. That's what they're going with.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, we were wondering, I think you said even on the show last week, who's his opponent Hell in the Cell. And I was thinking, I feel like it'd be too quick for Jimmy. I think it needs to be play out a little bit longer. Which I'm happy they're going with that route.
Yeah.
But on the other side of the coin is this whole thing with Ray seems rushed.
It feels very rushed, but it makes me think that this is not really going to be something. The main storyline seems to be with the Usos and Roman Reigns here, and Rey Mysterio is just just collateral damage.
It's crazy because it seems like that's the main storyline in the entire WWE.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember. I can't tell you a storyline on Raw right now.
No,
because everyone's focused on Roman Reigns and the Usos.
It goes to show how damn good Roman Reigns is.
There's no knock on Bobby Lashley or Drew McIntyre or the guys in Raw, but this is how great Roman Reigns is doing it. And also thinking, do you think now the reaction Roman's getting, how great he's doing, the entire wrestling world is all in on Roman Reigns. I haven't heard a bad thing about Roman Reigns.
No.
Do you think they regret not turning Cena heel? Because this would have been the same exact thing 10 years ago, longer. If Cena turned heel, everyone would be doing the same thing.
But Cena never wanted it.
No, he never wanted it.
Cena never wanted it.
Did you hear-
Roman did want it.
Did you hear they came out this week? They had plans to turn him heel. They gave him new attire to turn heel when he turned heel. But I think I heard.
For Cena, you're talking about?
Yeah, I think I heard that he maybe wanted to, but the storyline was never right. Like he just didn't want to be heel to be heel. I think he I don't know if I'm imagining that or I read it somewhere, but now I'm thinking like John Cena's heel after watching Roman Reigns would have been fucking killer. Because he did a good job as Dr. Thugonomics when he came out first.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Imagine now, like a full-blown main superstar John Cena heel. Man, that would have been awesome.
If Cena was into it, it would have been amazing. Hey, by the way, do you miss John Cena?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Okay, go on.
Because I'm happy to see other guys get like an opportunity. But I'm a John Cena fan. Love what he brings. I love his promos. Love his passion he brings to the business. And I do miss it because I do enjoy watching his matches. He always brought the best out of his opponents. Someone made I think it was after the Umaga match. No disrespect to late Umaga, but they were impressed. And Great Khali, for example, they feel like John Cena could have a match with a broom and make the broom look good. And that's something he doesn't get enough credit for.
He doesn't get enough credit, for sure. You know, I never really had a problem with his in-ring work.
The 5 moves of doom, but it's different. It's different. John Cena's a special.
How many
character.
moves does Stone Cold have? How many moves did The Rock have? I mean, come on, we got to stop with
Thank you, Marcus. Let's cheers to that.
that. Cheers. But you know, I never. So I had to drink after we cheers, of course. So I never had a problem with his in-ring work. The problem I had was with John Cena, the character. Not even as a person, but as a character. I feel like it really...
Goody Two-Shoes?
It was just so, like, Superman-esque. And I was never a Superman fan because it was just like...
Because Superman sucks.
Right, well, he had everything. You know, there's
Indestructible.
Yeah. You can't really relate to that. And that's how they built John Cena up to be. Loved him as Dr. Thugonomics.
Yeah, that was when I fell in love with him. Like, you got drafted to the Raw? Like, oh, I'm going to love this guy.
Right.
And
then he just became too cheesy, too corny. Just couldn't really vibe with that character. Again, appreciated his matches. Had some great matches. For sure.
Great rivalries.
Yeah, totally. But, you know, just got tired of the character, man. It's just like, give me something different. I did want to see a heel turn for the longest time.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to be stoked for it. And it just never happened. Like, I feel like if John Cena, if he did go that route, if he went down as heel, he probably, no offense to Roman Reigns, no offense to Hulk Hogan, no offense he would have been the best heel of all time. He would have completely dominated merch sales over NWO.
Which is funny because they didn't want to turn him heel because he was the #1 merch seller.
But, like, look what happened with Hulk Hogan. There was the same fear for that.
Yeah.
NWO is one of the best merch movers of all time.
Absolutely.
I think it would have had the same effect.
Yeah, I agree. I think we missed out on heel John Cena.
I have to say, I kind of do miss John Cena in a way.
Yeah, me too, man. Rumored he's coming back for SummerSlam. Happy to see him back. Not going to win, but it should be a good match to him and Roman Reigns because both these guys can have a good match with anybody.
Awesome, man. That, the last match they had was pretty good, but the build was just so much better.
This time?
No, the build they had, their match they had, John Cena versus Roman Reigns. Remember that? Like the promos. Like,
yeah, vaguely, but yeah, you know what you're talking
John Cena absolutely schooled him.
He did. Now I remember that.
Schooled him each promo.
I think we talked about it on the show. What made me a John Cena fan was when I went to L.A. for SummerSlam in 2011. That's the only shirt in my size. And then this rivalry with The Rock. And how he just owned The Rock.
I mean, he didn't own The Rock.
The Rock was so underwhelming in his promos against John Cena.
What? Stop. It was not underwhelming. I love The Rock's promos.
It was the same BS week in and week out from The Rock.
Oh, God. Here we go.
John Cena just owned him.
John Cena had some good promos of his own, but I wouldn't say owned. Would not say owned.
I would say he owned them.
Oh, stop.
I like The Rock. The Rock promos are because he's the best promo guy, I think, in the history of this business.
Yeah.
But he was just very underwhelming during that rivalry with John Cena.
Wow. What are you talking about? The first one, the second one, or the whole rivalry?
I think the whole thing.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah. I said it. At me.
Okay, I'm going to at you right now. Seriously. No, I'm remembering that. I remember I was just so pumped for The Rock's promos. I thought they were amazing. You know, he had Kung Pao Chicken trending at one point.
The whole Fruity Pebbles thing, come on.
It worked.
It didn't work.
John Cena looked like a fucking bowl of Fruity Pebbles.
He did not.
He
wore
did.
one color shirt.
Oh, God. Every color shirt was so bright. You could
Yeah,
see
for the last...
it.
Every shirt was like a new shirt every 5 months.
Oh, stop. John Cena, again, good moments, not owned.
We're watching an EC3 promo-esque of Andrade here. Putting the shirt on, putting the tie on. Good for Andrade.
I'm stoked to see what Andrade does.
You, me, and the entire world, my friend.
I feel like this would be a really, really good move for him.
Anyway.
What was your takedown?
It was kind of tough to think of a positive takedown, but you knew it was coming. I expected it weeks ago. It came this week. The priceless announcement, the return of my favorite belt of all time, the only belt I own that's in a case.
I'm looking at it right now.
$1 championship. It was rumored to come back. It was confirmed to come back weeks ago. So during the $1 million confrontation 3 weeks ago, I thought it was going to come down. I was looking for the table. I was looking for somebody holding it. Nobody was there. Happy it didn't because this one paid off better. Those vignettes we knew Cameron Grimes was rich. I didn't know LA Knight was living this lifestyle. Where did this come from?
It works, though. It definitely works.
And he brought that ladder down, the $1 million ladder. I love how LA Knight said, I'm going to climb this ladder, but like, what am I getting? What am I climbing for? Woo! Can't wait. They brought the $1 million championship back with the ringmaster. That didn't go well. They brought the $1 million championship back for Ted DiBiase Jr. That didn't go well. Third time's a charm, right, Mark? Third time's a charm?
I feel like this could work. This kind of makes more sense. You know,
the build has been a lot better.
The build has been so much better, right?
Ted DiBiase Jr. just got it because he was the junior. I'm like, okay.
And I don't know. No disrespect to Ted DiBiase Jr. I liked him, but like, obviously the man quit for a reason. WWE. He obviously
the passion wasn't there.
The passion wasn't there. It didn't connect. Rumor has it that apparently he kind of wants to make a comeback now.
Ooh, I hope so.
We'll see what happens.
Wasn't he in like?
He got like real estate. I feel.
I thought it was real estate and ministry too. Following his
did he? Yeah.
Following his path there. No history in the show. I'm a big fan of LA Knight and Cameron Grimes has won me over the last couple months. I'm happy if either guy won. I'm assuming LA Knight would win here. It makes more sense storyline wise.
Did he also win $1 Million Man Services?
They don't need the services, but I would love to see him come back as like a manager week in and week out.
That would be interesting.
I just can't wait, man. I'm so happy to see it back. And that was my takedown.
Like, I don't necessarily know how well this match is going to be. Like, as much
the match
as
is going to be good.
As much as I like Cameron Grimes as a character, I'm not necessarily completely sold him as a in-ring competitor.
He's never been
okay.
He's never been the standout, but he's never had like a bad match.
No, agreed. But to be like a ladder match, I mean, like you really want like the best of the best in a ladder match, if you will.
Or the ladder match will bring out the best of them.
Maybe. I think LA Knight is damn good at what he does. He's all around just a fantastic talent.
He is the total package.
Yeah.
The look, the Kavorka, the body, the charisma. It's just, he has the total package. He's going to go to the moon, no pun intended.
To the moon. There you go. Yeah, no, I'm very curious to see what happens in this match. Well, of course, by the time the show airs, the match have already happened. But, yeah, no, the vignettes I thought were hilarious, man. Well done.
So, this show's going to post Sunday night. Do you think future Mark Schwann will be happy with the outcome of this match?
Yeah, I think either way where they go with this, I think it's going to be solid. Because Cameron Grimes, obviously...
I asked you a question. I hate to cut you off.
No, go for it.
During his vignette, he's smoking a cigar.
Oh, dude, I thought that was hilarious.
And drinking whiskey and like choking it. Couldn't even swallow it. It was awesome. Cameron Grimes has just won me over so much in the last couple months. I wasn't really impressed with Trevor Lee in Impact. Wasn't really impressed when he came over. They started winning, like, this is a good match. His promos are good. And this character is just, again, pun intended this time, to the moon.
Well, here's the thing. Like, whoever wins this match, the storyline is going to progress, of course, but it's going to... Like,
this ain't over.
Whoever wins, it's going to go a very different direction.
Absolutely.
You know, with Cameron Grimes, it's definitely going to be like more comedic, which I appreciate. I think Cameron Grimes is absolutely crushing it with that.
Yeah.
You know, if it goes to LA Knight, it's obviously going to be like, more serious.
Yeah.
And I feel like the $1 Million Championship, for me personally, I would rather go to LA Knight.
It would look so great.
It would look so great, and I feel like it would work so well.
Yeah.
And I feel like he bring a lot of he bring the esteem back to that championship belt. I mean, it's not really necessarily a real championship belt, but you know what I mean. It brings back that luster that's been lost over the years.
Do you know why my $1 million championship belt is in a case?
Why?
One, it's autographed
Shit, no way.
by Teddy Bassie himself.
Okay.
And two, our good old friend Green Man wanted to wear it for his wedding, so I gave it to him for his wedding, and he fucking broke it. One of the hooks that attached to the main plate broke off.
Oh, no way.
Dick. Never forgot that, buddy. Never forgot that.
You're like actually turning red.
Moving on real quick. Sami Callihan is awarded a world title shot at Impact's biggest pay-per-view of the year just because he got his ass kicked by the Good Brothers?
Yeah.
I don't get this booking.
Didn't really make sense.
Doesn't make sense because now Kenny Omega's a heel.
Right.
Sami Callihan's a heel.
Is he? Like I don't even know what Sami Callihan is.
It's a heel. Moose is a heel. Like what's going on here? Like I don't understand. Like maybe Callihan will turn babyface by the time Slammiversary rolls around. He got 5 weeks.
That's how they're kind of working it. Like I actually kind of appreciate how Don Callis is selling it. Like they don't want to face Sami Callihan. He's a loose cannon. Blah blah blah.
Blacklisted everywhere.
Blacklisted everywhere. I thought that was a great touch. I thought the actual promo itself was very well done. You know, it was actually pretty cool to see too. You don't really see
The Summit.
Yeah, the two promoters in the same ring talking to you. You don't really see that. So I thought that was a nice touch. But then the actual outcome of that was just like,
Yeah, like Sami Callihan hadn't really done anything to deserve being the number one contender, except he won a match via DQ.
right.
And I loved how Don Callis called out Tony Khan saying, "You're not a big fan of DQs."
Don Callis is making a lot of great points.
Like he's a bad guy here because he's making kind of good points. Although I don't care. I don't see what Tony Khan cares about it because they're not winning the AEW championship, it's the Impact championship. But I don't know. Speaking of the Summit, Jimmy Corderas, former W referee, and your good friend Jim Cornette were shitting on Tony Khan's performance here.
Okay.
Did you hear about this?
No, I haven't, but go on.
Jimmy Corderas said Tony Khan hasn't been professional in the past. I've heard him in interviews. I've heard him being confident and sounding like an owner I want in my company. But last night on Impact, it sounded like he was someone playing a part of an authority figure.
Agreed.
I think he needs to work on finding himself not playing a part. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, Jim Cornette had a lot more unkinder words to say. He said that Khan came off like a quote-unquote a fan who got the opportunity to do what he has always dreamed of doing on national television, and he freaked out, and he had a nervous breakdown. This is what it looked like. Tony Khan is not an authority figure on AEW.
No, he's not.
He came off, like I said it numerous times, like a smug, cocky, douchey, arrogant asshole during those paid advertisements.
During those paid advertisements, I thought it was fine, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't like it because he came like a dick, but he was supposed to be like a dick, so I got it.
Yeah.
But this, I didn't think about it watching it. When I heard these comments, I'm like, yeah, he seemed like a deer in the headlights. He didn't. Scott D'Amore ran, right. I mean, aside from Don Callis, Scott D'Amore ran that. He seemed like the authority figure.
Yeah.
Tony Khan just seemed like a rich guy who's owning daddy's money, who's there doing like, okay, I'm here.
You were 1,000% right. You took the phrase right out of my mouth. Deer lost in the headlights. That's exactly what Tony Khan looked. He seemed like, it was just someone that was so inexperienced, having a mic in the middle of that ring talking. Yeah.
He said he was intimidated by Scott D'Amore and Don Callis.
Is that what it came out as? Or
that's what it seemed like.
That's what it seemed like, okay.
Like, because he's not talking.
Mm-hmm.
He's just talking when someone else was talking. Like, you're the owner.
Yeah.
Of the second biggest promotion in the industry right now.
Right.
You should have, like, yeah, my shit don't stink. My guy is your champion. I'm doing you a favor here.
I have
to say, come out more like cocky and arrogant, like he was in those promos, paid advertisements.
I have to say, like, as an actor, I'm used to being on camera. I'm used to talking fine on screen and everything. But, I have to say, like, I remember my first time in the middle of the ring holding a microphone talking to a crowd, to a live crowd, obviously a little bit different than what Tony Khan was doing. But, like, I remember having the nerves. Now, granted, I feel like I did a very fine job. Obviously, I did because I kept on getting called back. But, like, I remember feeling like, it's definitely nerve-wracking to do something like that. It's a little different. And especially like if you've never done something or you're not used to doing something at all, like Tony Khan in this position, you're going to feel a certain way, especially, with the likes of Don Callis in there, who's a fucking G on that mic.
Yeah, but he kind of held his own during the quote-unquote press conference between Rich Swann and Kenny Omega.
That was behind the scenes, so that may have been like more scripted and more like, that would more produced, if you will. In the ring, though, I feel like it's hard to produce that on the spot.
Do you think him not being an authority figure on AEW hurt him here?
I think he needs more experience. Maybe if he does a little bit more of that in AEW, I think that could help.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see what goes on with this, man. Clearly that means Moose is losing.
What? What do you mean, Marcus? It's not anybody can win.
The way that whole thing was set up, it's clearly going to be Kenny versus Sami Callihan.
Yeah, of course. I don't see anybody taking the belt off Kenny Omega right now. Which means I don't think Sami Callihan's going to win either.
Could be. The way they're playing it could be.
Really? I think as soon as Kenny Omega loses, this partnership's over.
I disagree with that.
Why am I going to see Kenny Omega on Impact if he's not the Impact champion?
They seem to be liking this agreement they have going forward. Especially, I just had an interview with Danny Limelight from AEW. He's competing in New Japan, and we were kind of talking about this. It seems like the talent, they're really enjoying this ride, this forbidden door being open, and it seems like it's just this is just the beginning. I do have actually another thing I'd like to bring up. Talking about TV and whatnot. Can we talk about the end of Raw?
I have mixed reactions about this.
Okay. All right. No, go on. What was your mixed reaction?
We saw tonight when Roman Reigns power bombed Dominic outside of the ring onto the quote-unquote floor. And then you see stuff like this. Stuff we talked about in the past year. Take advantage of it while you can, because you can't do this in the next couple weeks. Once you go back on the road, you can't do this kind of stuff anymore. I'm not really sold on this whole Alexa Bliss Lely thing. Said in the last couple weeks, I'm not buying into it. Okay, but I was curious to see how Shayna Baszler played into this. Okay. I didn't hate it.
People are hating it.
But I just don't... Okay. But it was a cliffhanger. Now what happens next week? Did a doll kick her ass? God, I was kind of expecting maybe the human doll would appear in the room. Like an infestation of like a human character. But it didn't happen. It was just a doll. The doll apparently did something, which makes us tune into next week, see what happens. I was looking forward to this, see how this played out. I was not expecting to be the main event.
No, I was very surprised by that.
Because I was staying up for this. I could have gotten to bed an hour earlier, 7 to 10 o'clock. I see why they ended the show with this. You can't just have that happen and continue with the show. But it was, it was all right.
Does this mean, though, like, the fact that they ended off with this, this seems like they're pretty invested in Alexa Bliss. I mean, how many times
all in on her
over the course of the year, since she's turned to this character, has she closed out the show?
Yeah, and especially since Bray Wyatt's not around, she's kind of holding down the fort as that mythical creep, and Undertaker too, that mythical, powerful, like, oh, what's going on here?
I just feel bad for Alexa Bliss because I feel like with what happened with Bray Wyatt, that he had to take that break. I feel creative just definitely did not see that coming.
And now he's being kept off purposely now.
Right.
Yeah.
So like that threw a whole wrench into their plans. So it seemed like they had to scramble with her because Alexa Bliss was the hottest thing going.
Yeah.
Especially with her character. So
and Alexa Bliss before the goddess was a great character. Her character as Nikki Cross's best friend was great. And this, she's doing a great job. I think he put it on Twitter, like a great acting job.
Yeah.
But I just want to see, I missed Alexa Bliss. How do you come back from this? I don't know.
I don't know if I want to see it come back. I actually want to enjoy the journey. If she eventually comes back, then great. But like this is intriguing to me. And it seems like with this storyline, okay, unpopular opinion here, I liked what happened at Raw. I actually liked it. Like, am I in love with it? No. But it makes me feel like, okay, they found some footing again with Alexa Bliss and what to do with her. You know, and also, on the flip side of this, with Shayna Baszler, it takes her away from Nia Jax. I feel like this kind of takes her away from the tag team, focuses more on Shayna Baszler being a singles competitor again. It actually brought intrigue to me. You know, it had me asking more questions at the end of this show. We'll see what happens, man. You saying, like, you know, they may not be able to get away with this when fans come back. I think they still could, because you know what? With Undertaker, he was a mystical character, right?
Yeah, but not stuff like this.
But they were still able
Stuff
to pull
falling from the ceiling, her changing mid-match.
They were still able to pull shit off with him. They would just have to get a little bit more creative in front of a live crowd, and I think they could still do that with Alexa Bliss, with Bray Wyatt whenever he comes back.
So The Miz got eaten by zombies.
Oh, God, don't get... No.
It came back, no problem. Do you think we'll see Shayna Baszler come back? And like, oh, okay.
Well, it depends. Like, we have to see what happens. Because the lights went out. We don't know what happened. So we're going to find out on Raw.
On that note, let's get in some go-home thoughts. What do you have for me this week?
Well, I feel like I kind of gave a little bit of a spoiler there. Hollywood's Corner is coming back. Took a week hiatus. I have 2 interviews on its way this week. You're going to see Shane Fair. We talk about his basketball coming up. And the week after, I have Danny Limelight from AEW. What a chill dude that guy was, man. What a pro. We talk about a whole bunch of different things, including a little known fact about him. He's also an actor and producer. So,
I'm sure you guys splurged out about that, huh?
Oh, yeah, we definitely did, man. But it was both of them great interviews. Shane, absolutely loved that dude. We talked about possibly, like, you know, hitting up a bar in the city afterwards. Some point this week. Putty, you're more than invited. So
I feel it's more like a pity invite.
No. Like, we actually legit were talking about, you know, let's get Michael J. Putty out. Let's get
okay.
Green Man out. Let's get AJ Pan out.
Okay.
You know, let's.
Now, don't feel so special. Okay, whatever.
We were talking about the people like we want to hang out with.
Okay.
You know, you were part of that.
Nice save. Preach.
Okay. Putty, it's not. You're not.
Closer coming out soon.
No, I mean Closer just started, so like we're figuring out a rehearsal schedule, so that's not coming out anytime soon.
Oh, okay. But there's still plans to do it live in front of an audience in the city, right?
There is plans to do that. I was supposed to have a meeting this past week. Unfortunately, the person I was at the meeting with, a family member of his, passed away, so we had to reschedule that.
Sucks.
Yeah, I know it sucked. So yeah, I mean, yeah, we're in talks to having it in the city. That's something we're hopefully going to get going. I think we're going to do like a live stage reading first, is what I think the plan is, and then go from there.
Something I liked about the Friends reunion on HBO Max is not only all that stuff that happened, was that they had the cast sit around the table and read from the script, like a table reading.
Yeah,
it's cool to see how they do table readings. It was interesting.
I feel like since the pandemic, table readings become like more public knowledge to, like, you know, regular everyday people. Table readings have been a thing. You know,
well, yeah, of course we know that there are things, but I remember there was a big controversy when Pete Davidson from SNL got cast as Jimmy Stewart's character from It's a Wonderful Life. Like, oh shit, they're modernizing it? Nope, it was just a Zoom table read. So during Zoom, table reads were a big thing.
Huge.
I hope they keep continuing. It's interesting.
No, like, yeah, even before the pandemic, I mean, especially with theater, I mean, it would be a way to, like, you know, bring industry professionals in there to, like, you know, especially like for producers or people with hookups, with connections, to, you know, try and make this a thing. You know, I love reads, man, like this. It's great. So I'm excited for it, man. Like, again, it's one of my favorite plays of all time. So I'm just happy to get this going.
We're recording the show Friday, June 11th. The show will post Sunday, June 13th. So this is all conjecture, but what a great weekend of wrestling we have ahead of us, or behind us when you're listening to this. Double or Nothing is a stacked card, top to bottom. I don't think there's a bathroom match in that card. Same said for NXT In Your House. I'm going to miss Double or Nothing because I have a christening and talked about it. So I probably won't be able to catch that, but those two pay-per-views are just... What a great weekend to be a wrestling fan, man.
Oh, for sure, man.
They were running on the card and Impact. I'm like, I want to watch that match. I want to watch. That should be a good match. Oh, that's gonna be, and just match after match after match. Same thing with NXT Takeover in your house. What a great weekend ahead of us or behind us again. When you're listening to the show, it's weird talking in the future tense. Can we talk about it next week?
Oh, yeah. Am I going to be here? Oh, yeah, I am going to be here next week.
Okay, good. I was going to say the same question. And I am a lifelong Garth Brooks fan. It's my favorite artist, singer of all time.
You really are a country guy, huh?
Absolutely. Because of my father.
Okay.
He introduced me to country music and Garth Brooks specifically. He would lend me his cassettes, showing how old I am. I would steal his DVDs. Not DVDs. I would steal his CDs. And Garth Brooks is my favorite singer, artist of all time. A lot of people talk to me, you'll see your father here and there. You feel your father here and there. Sunday night, I was working on the show, just finished editing it, posting it and stuff. Flipping through the channels to find something to watch. Nothing's on Sunday nights.
No, nothing really.
So I see on CBS, there was the Kennedy Center Honors.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, I've heard of this. Never watched it. Let me see who was being inducted this year. It was hosted by Gloria Estefan.
Okay.
And right before they go to commercial, we're like, we're going to come back and finish our tribute to Midori. But after that, we're going to tribute to Garth Brooks.
Oh.
So, going back to what people told me, I do not think it's a coincidence that one of my favorite artists, because of my father, was being honored, and I just randomly came across it. I'm like, thank you, Dad. I appreciate it. And it's those little things people told me to look out for, and I looked out for that, and it was very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, man. Throughout your life, there's going to be these little things that are going to make you think of your old man, and it'll give you a moment of pause, if you will.
I had to go to the store for something that's a couple blocks away from my house, and instead of going into my car and driving there, which is easier but kind of annoying the same way, it was so hot out, let me walk there. And as I was walking there, it brought me back to the times every weekend, every Friday or Saturday, my father would walk me to Blockbuster to rent the latest video game out, week in and week out. He had no problem doing it. My father loved walking. And again, there was a moment like, I got to stop and reflect. So it's been an interesting week thinking about my father, and especially Father is coming up. We'll see what happens. On that note, Marcus, I see Britt Baker's on our television. So for your
favorite actor, the Hollywood assassin, Mark Schwann.
And this week is Shane Fair?
This week is Shane Fair, so look out for that on Shot of Wrestling's YouTube page.
Tuesday?
This Tuesday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Check it out.
I've been your host at Michael J. Putty. Until next week, Putty out.
Hey, baby, I hear the bell ringing, hip tosses and body slams. Oh, my. And maybe you seem a bit confused. Yeah, baby, but I got you pinned. Ha, 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 ha. But I don't know what to do when I see them with that golden case. They're cashing it in. Authority all in my face. What is a man to do? Good night, everybody.